Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about arrays. And what an array is, it's a way of organizing our objects or our manipulatives that we're trying to count to make it easier for us to count. Now the important part of an array and what really makes it an array is that we're counting in equal groups. So Ravi and I are going to go through some examples and show you how to make an array or how to use one to help you count.
Now, you guys have become excellent counters over the past year. And normally, the first thing we do when we're trying to count a group of objects is we organize them in a way that makes it easier for us to tell what we have already counted and what we have left to count. So if I have this group of snap cubes here, I might put them in a nice, neat line so that when I count them, I can go from one end to the other and I make sure that I don't count anything twice. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that I have 7 cubes. If I were to have a bigger pile of cubes to count, I might want to use an array to help me organize it. So I might try and put equal groups and see if it works. I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes in each row. Now remember, a row is something that goes from side to side. A column would be going from up and down. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes in each row, and I have 3 rows of 5. So my equation, or what I could use to actually count, I could do 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now remember, when we're adding equal groups, really all we're doing is skip counting. So we can say 5, 10, 15. I know that I have 15 cubes. Now let's do another example together and let's see if you guys can help me skip count to see the total. So in this array, there are, remember a row is going from side to side. In this array, there are 2 cubes in each row. So I'm going to be skip counting by 2s. I could say 2, 4, 6, 8. My equation would be 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. My total is 8.
Now I have this treat puzzle and I know that it's organized, but it's not an array because there aren't rows and columns. The treats are in a circle. Now I took those treats out of the last puzzle and I decided to put them into rows and columns so they'd make an array. There's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in that row, and 1, 2, 3 in the last row. Ravi. So in Ravi's treat array, he had 3 rows and each row had 3 treats. So we're going to make an equation that's 3 plus 3 plus 3. And if I use a number line and I skip count by 3s, that would be 3, 6, 9. So he had a total of 9 treats. I also found the step stool that has an array in the corner. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in one row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this, Ravi. So Ravi just found in the corner of the step stool, so there were a few different arrays on that step stool, but in one of the corners, he found 3 rows that each had 4 squares. So that would be 4 plus 4, which would be 8, plus another 4, which would be 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 squares in that array. 3 equal rows of 4. Now, Ravi got a little bit tired in the middle and decided he was going to go for a nap and he didn't want to find arrays anymore. But I kept going through the house and I found a few more examples I want to go through of different arrays I found just by walking around. So the first example I found was in where I now have my little virtual office, and it was the pictures on the wall. And I noticed that there were 2 rows of equal groups. So in the top row, there's 1, 2, 3 picture frames. And on the bottom row, there's 1, 2, 3 picture frames. So my equation would be 3 plus 3 equals 6 picture frames in total. Then I kept walking and I noticed the tiles on the ground are even arranged in arrays. And I decided to do 2 rows of 2 tiles. So in the top row, there's 1, 2 tiles, and in the bottom row, there's 1, 2 tiles. So my equation would be 2 plus 2 equals 4 tiles in total. The last example I found is a little bit different than the others because we don't just have 2 rows. Now we have 3 rows, each of them with 2 keys in it. So there's 2 in the top, there's 2 in the middle, and there's 2 in the bottom, which means my equation is going to be adding 3 different numbers, or 3 of the same number, right? But 3 numbers are going to be added together. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6 keys in total. So what I'm going to challenge you to do today is I want you to walk around your house, or if you can go for a walk around the neighborhood, and try and see how many different arrays you can find and what equations you can write for them. I never noticed the arrays around my house until I started doing this lesson. And now every time I walk around, I notice a new one because everything around us really is related to math. Here's one last message from Ravi before I let you go. Remember, the most important part of an array is that each row has the same number of objects. They've got to be equal groups. Have fun!